Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to today's live stream. Today we're going to be continuing on with our Windows Server 2000. So I'll just share my screen. Okay, chapter 16, security best practices for Windows 2000 Server. Protecting your server infrastructure. Security is a critical aspect of any server environment, especially when dealing with legacy systems like Windows 2000 Server. Although Windows 2000 was a revolutionary product in its time, it has long since reached its end of life, making it particularly vulnerable to modern security threats. Without regular patches, updates, and proactive measures, Windows 2000 can become targets for malicious attacks, data breaches, and unauthorized access. This chapter will cover the essential security best practices that administrators should implement to secure Windows 2000 Server. These practices will help mitigate risks and protect your infrastructure from potential attacks. 16.1 Understanding the security landscape. Before diving into specific security best practices, it is important to understand the security landscape in which Windows 2000 Server operates. Since its release in 2000, many advances in security have occurred, but Windows 2000 systems still remain in use due to legacy applications and specialized environments. Common security threats, malware, and viruses. Windows 2000 is vulnerable to viruses and malicious software that can compromise security integrity. Unauthorized access. A lack of proper access controls can lead to unauthorized users gaining access to sensitive data or administrative privileges. Denial of service, DOS attacks. Network-based attacks can overwhelm a server, making it unavailable to legitimate users. Privilege escalation. Improperly configured permissions can allow regular users to gain higher privileges such as administrative access. Outdated software vulnerabilities. Many security holes in Windows 2000 remain unpatched, making systems prone to exploitation. The key to meeting these threats is a multi-layered security approach that involves both preventative measures and continuous monitoring. 1. User account and access control. Proper user account management and access control are the foundation of any secure server environment. Ensuring that only authorized users can access sensitive resources is essential. Best practices, least privilege principle. Grant users and administrators only the permissions they need to perform their job functions. Avoid giving users full administrative privileges unless absolutely necessary. Use strong password policies. Configure strong password policies for all user accounts. This includes enforcing minimum password lengths, complexity, uppercase, lowercase, numbers and special characters, and password expiration intervals. Use group policies. Leverage group policies to enforce security settings across the network. This includes password policies, account lockout policies, and user right assignments. Disable guest account. Disable the guest account by default unless there is a specific need to enable it. The guest account is often the target for unauthorized access. Limit local administrators. Limit local administrative accounts on servers to reduce the risk of unauthorized administrative access. Where possible, use domain-level administrative accounts. Monitor user accounts. Regularly audit user accounts to ensure they are up to date that they are no orphaned or inactive accounts with unnecessary privileges. Tools. Active Directory. Create and manage user accounts. Organizational units. Set password policies and delegate administrative tasks using Active Directory. 2. Implementing strong authentication and encryption. Ensuring strong authentication and encryption for data both in transit and at rest is key to preventing unauthorized access and data breaches. Best practices. Use strong authentication. Where possible, enable multi-factor authentication, MFA, to provide an additional layer of security for administrative accounts. If MFA is not available, consider using smart cards for secure login. Encrypt sensitive data. Use file system encryption, such as encrypting file system EFS, to secure sensitive data stored on the server. Additionally, ensure that sensitive data transmitted over the network is encrypted using protocols like SSL, TLS. Use IPsec for secure communication. Configure IPsec to secure communication between servers and clients. This ensures that network traffic is encrypted and that unauthorized access to data is prevented. Disable unnecessary network protocols. Disable older insecure protocols such as NetBUI that could potentially expose your system to vulnerabilities. Tools. EFS encrypting file system allows the encryption of individual files or folders. IPsec, a security protocol used to encrypt IP traffic and ensure secure communication. 3. Configuring the Windows firewall. A well-configured firewall is essential for controlling inbound and outbound traffic to the server. Windows 2000 Server includes basic firewall functionality that can help mitigate attacks. Best practices. Enable the built-in Windows firewall. Although basic, the Windows firewall helps block unauthorized inbound traffic. Configure it to block all non-essential ports and allow only the necessary services. HTTP, DNS, RDP. Use advanced firewall rules. Configure advanced inbound and outbound rules to allow only specific IP addresses, ports, and protocols to interact with the server. Regularly review firewall settings. Periodically review and update firewall rules to ensure they reflect current network needs and security policies. Tools. NetSH, the command line that allows you to configure the Windows 2000 firewall settings. Firewall logging. Enable firewall logging to track blocked access attempts and potential attack vectors. 4. Patching and updating Windows 2000. One of the most effective ways to secure Windows 2000 servers is by ensuring that they are running the latest security patches. Although Microsoft no longer provides official support for Windows 2000, administrators must manually check for patches, security fixes, and workarounds. Best practices. Install the latest service packs. Ensure that Windows 2000 is updated with the latest service packs, e.g. Service Pack 4 and security patches. These updates fix critical vulnerabilities and improve system stability. System hotfixes. Regularly apply hotfixes for any known vulnerabilities in the operating system. Many of these hotfixes address issues like buffer overflows and privilege escalation. Third-party patching tools. Use third-party patch management tools to automate the process of applying critical updates to Windows 2000 systems. Disable unused services. Disable unnecessary services to reduce the attack surface of your system. For example, disable the Telnet service if not needed, as it transmits data in plain text and is a common attack vector. Tools. Windows Update. Although no longer supported for Windows 2000, you can use the Windows Update catalog to manually download updates and patches. 5. Intrusion detection and monitoring. Constantly monitoring server activity and setting up intrusion detection mechanisms is vital for identifying and mitigating security incidents before they escalate. Best practices. Enable auditing. Use auditing policies to track logins, log-offs, and other administrative activities. Monitor sensitive events such as user account changes to detect unauthorized actions. Configure Event Viewer. Regularly monitor the Event Viewer for suspicious events such as failed login attempts, unauthorized access attempts, and system errors. Implement IDS, IPS. Deploy an intrusion detection system or intrusion prevention system, IPS, to monitor network traffic and detect unusual activity that might indicate an attack. use security monitoring software. Consider third-party security monitoring solutions to alert administrators about abnormal activities or potential threats. Tools: Event Viewer for reviewing audit logs, security events, and identifying possible security incidents. IDS IPS solutions. Many vendors offer IDS IPS systems that can integrate with Windows 2000 Server for real-time monitoring. Backup and disaster recovery planning. A solid backup and disaster recovery plan is essential for protecting critical data and ensuring business continuity in the event of a system compromise, hardware failure, or other catastrophic event. Best practice: schedule regular backups. Ensure that regular backups of critical system files, applications, and data are performed. Backups should indicate system state, data, Active Directory, and user files. Offsite backups: store backups offsite or in cloud storage to ensure they are safe in case of physical damage to the server. Test backups regularly. Test backups to ensure that they can be successfully restored when needed. This helps ensure that backup procedures are working as expected. Backup utility. Use the built-in Windows 2000 backup utility to create and restore backups. Backup scheduling. Set up automated backup schedules to ensure that data is protected regularly. Okay, no system is completely immune to attacks or failures. Knowing how to respond to security incidents is just as important as preventing them. Best practices: incident response plan. Develop an incident response plan that outlines the steps to take when a security breach or failure occurs. This plan should include procedures for isolating the affected systems, communicating with stakeholders, and restoring from backups. Forensics and investigation. If a security breach is suspected, investigate the logs in Event Viewer or other sources of signs for malicious activity. Containment and eradication. Once an attack is detected, contain the issue by disconnecting affected systems from the network. Remove any malicious software or unauthorized access and restore systems from secure backups. Summary: securing Windows 2000 Server requires a proactive multi-layered approach by implementing best practices in areas like user account management, patching, firewalls, and encryption. Administrators can reduce the risks associated with running an outdated operating system. Regular audits, security monitoring, and disaster recovery planning are also crucial components of a comprehensive security strategy. Although Windows 2000 is no longer officially supported by Microsoft, following these best practices will help maintain the integrity of your server infrastructure and protect it from modern security threats. In the next chapter, we'll discuss migration strategies and upgrades. So I'm going to leave it here with this video. Thanks for spending time with me, and I hope you have a good day.